H-bomb is a 12-piece puzzle, and as I rotate it you can see the symmetry of the puzzle. Now to take it apart, you want to lift it up. If it doesn't come apart, turn it over to another side, lift it up, doesn't come apart, you'll finally hit the side where it'll come apart. Then you can start fiddling with the pieces. Some of them interlock, so you have to fiddle with them a little bit more than others, and you'll be able to take it apart. Okay, now that you have the pieces all apart, you'll notice that some of them have a hole through them and some do not. There's 4 that don't. So here's one, here's another one. That's a hole. Just separate them out till you have them all separated. And then here's the other 2 that don't have holes. Next thing I want to point out is the notches that are in the side. You'll see some of them have 2 notches, some of them have 1 notch. And you'll also notice that the hole here forms a bar on the end, and the bar on 1 or 2 of them are going to be wider than the ones over here that are narrower. So I'm going to sort them out now by putting the hole to my right, the notches facing away from me. Okay, now what I'm going to point out is you'll see that these 2, the notch is far away from the hole. Set those there. If you look at the other single notched ones I have here, you'll see that the hole is right next to the notch. So I'm going to set these guys here. That leaves these 2 that have 2 notches. I'll set them there. And then these 2 that don't have any notches. Now on this side, I have this one here with a single notch, this one with a double notch, a single notch, and no notches. So I'll put the singles there, the double, and no notch. Now to start putting it together, I'm going to start with the 2 over here that are single notch with a notch far away from the hole. So I'll put these guys over here, and I want these 2 that don't have any notches in them. I want 2 here that have a single notch, and the one that has no notch. This last one goes with this set. So this is one half of the puzzle, this is the other. Now to start putting it together, I want the one of the single notched ones that has the wider bar. This is an arrow one, so I'm going to start with this one. I want it so that the hole is facing me, the notch to my right. The next one that I want is the one that has no notch but has the narrow bar. That's going to go like this. Then the next one that I want is the other single notch piece that has the narrow bar and a hole in it. It's going to go in here and they'll interlock. Now to do that, start by putting the leg here through the hole, stopping at the notch. Straddle that one, put it through the hole in this one. There we go. And it'll lock in together. Now we want to build out this side, and for that we're going to use the 2 that have the single notch. Now the one that you want, we'll point out the difference here in them. If you see, this space here is shorter than it is here. We want the one that's longer. It's going to go over it on this side like this. And if you look at it from this angle, you can see that they're flush across the top. If you have it with a shorter side up, then they're not flush across the top. So we put that with the notch facing inward, and that goes over like this. Then we're going to take the other single notched one, and it's going to lock in place like this one. So this notch is going to go this way. It's going to go in through this hole and over. So you want to start that into the hole, put this one down through, put it through and over. Now we have this section together. The piece that goes over here, we have 2 left, is the one that has the hole in it. Now it can go either this way or this way. So which way is the right way? Well, if you put it on this way, it stops right there. It can't go any further. Turn it around, put it on this way, and you can see it moves quite a bit, and that's the way we want it to go. So you line it up with this bar over here, this wider bar, and we have a square hole now here and here, and that's where this piece is going to go in over here. And again, we have a space that's longer and shorter. We want the longer one that goes down in here like that. So now we're flush all the way across the top, and that's the first section. To put the second section together, we're going to use the 3 to begin with that have the double notches on them. Now if you can remember back to the beginning of the video, we started with the one that had the hole and had the wider bar. The bar was closer to me, the hole was closer to me, the notches were to my right. The only difference this time is we want to turn it over so that the hole is away from me and the notches are to my right. Then we want the one here that has the 2 notches, and we're going to set it down. It could go this way or it could go that way, and we'll show how we know which way it goes in a minute. This one here is going to go this direction. So does this one go this way or does it go this way? Well, we can put it together this way and it won't go any further than that, so it has to go over here on this side. So it goes into the hole, slides over, which means this one goes this way. Now if you look at it, we don't have a square hole here, so I'm going to take it back out, turn it over. Now we have the long side facing it, put it into the hole, move it over, and now we have the 2 square holes. Now this piece, when we assemble it, have it ready, is going to go on top like this. That means the last 2 pieces, one of them is going to go this way, the other one's going to go this way. So which one is which? Well, here's your clue. If you take the 2 of them, put them together so that you have the notches to your right, holes down, put them together, you can see short space, long space. We want the long space one is going to go here when it goes together. So that means it's going to go here. Now that means this one is the last piece is going to go either this way or this way. And the way we want it to go is with this long space here going into it this way. So how do you get it in there? Well, what you have to do is we're going to take this section of the puzzle and unhook it. I'm going to lay it down this way, so you remember when we're ready, you're just going to pick it up and put it together. So once I have it to there like that, I'm going to take this side. If you remember, I said this slot's going to slide in, so this is going to go into the hole and over. Now to get these 2 halves together, you have to go kind of catty corner. You want to put this kind of catty corner into that hole, and then the other side, oh, you have to stand it up first, sorry. This one's going to go catty corner into that hole, this one's going to go catty corner into that hole. So put it catty corner, get a strip over and into that hole, and now you can get them together so you have the other half of the puzzle. Now what you're going to do is just set them down over top. This leg's going to straddle those. The same on the other side, so you can see where you line them up, get them lined up to the holes to each other, and once you have it lined up just right, it'll slide together. Now you have your symmetry again, and there you have H-bomb.